The life and sad ending of Judy Holliday. Judy Holliday, born Judith Tuvim, was born June 21st, 1921, in New York City. She was the only child of Abe and Helen Tuvim. Her father later served as the executive director of the Foundation for the Jewish National Fund of America. Her mother, who was previously divorced, taught piano for many years and was of Russian Jewish descent like her father. She grew up in Sunnyside, Queens, New York, and graduated from Julia Richmond High School in Manhattan. Her first job was as an assistant switchboard operator at the Mercury Theater, which was administered by Orson Welles and John Houseman. Holliday began her show business career in 1938 under her original name as part of the nightclub act called The Reviewers. The other members of the group were Betty Comden, Adolph Green, Alvin Hammer, John Frank, and Esther Cohen. The Reviewers played engagements in New York nightclubs including the Village Vanguard, Spivey's Roof, and the Blue Angel, and the Rainbow Room, the Trocadero in Hollywood, California. The Reviewers filmed a scene for the 1944 Carmen Miranda film, Greenwich Village, but the scene was cut, although Holliday can be seen as an unbilled extra in another scene. The group disbanded in early 1944. Her first film role was a small but noticeable role as an airman's wife in the 20th Century Fox film version of the U.S. Army Air Force's play Winged Victory, released in 1944. She did not appear in the stage version, which toured the U.S. both before and after the production of the film. Holliday made her Broadway debut on March 20th, 1945, at the Belasco Theater in Kiss Them For Me, and was one of the recipients that year of the Clarence Derwent Award. In 1946, she returned to Broadway as the scatterbrained Billie Dawn in Born Yesterday. Author Garson Kanin wrote the play for Jean Arthur, who played the role of Billie but left out of town for personal reasons. Kanin then selected Holliday, 2 decades Authors Jr., as her replacement. She received rave reviews for her performance in Born Yesterday on Broadway, and Cohn offered her the chance to repeat her role for the film version, but only after she did a screen test. She won the first Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, Motion Picture Musical or Comedy, and at the 23rd Academy Awards, Holliday won the Academy Award for Best Actress. She starred opposite then-newcomer Jack Lemmon in his first 2 feature films, the comedies It Should Happen to You and Pft, both 1954. In 1950, Holliday's name appeared on a list of 151 pro-communist artists in the conservative publication Red Channels, the report of communist influence in radio and TV. The next year, she was subpoenaed by Senator Pat McCarran's Senate Internal Security Subcommittee, which was investigating subversion and communist activity in the entertainment industry. She appeared before the committee on March 26, 1952, with Simon H. Rifkind as her legal counsel. Then she starred in the film version of The Solid Gold Cadillac, which was released in August 1956. In November of 1956, Holliday returned to Broadway, starring in the musical Bells Are Ringing, with book and lyrics by her Reviewers friends, Betty Comden and Adolph Green, and directed by Jerome Robbins. In 1957, she won the Tony Award for Best Leading Actress in a Musical. Returning to her film career after a gap of several years, she starred in the film version of Bells Are Ringing in 1960, her last film. In October of 1960, Holliday started out-of-town tryouts on the play Lorette, based on the life of Lorette Taylor. The show was directed by Jose Quintero, with background music by Elmer Bernstein, and produced by Alan Pakula. When Holliday became ill and had to leave the show, it closed in Philadelphia without opening on Broadway. She had surgery for a throat tumor shortly after leaving the production in October 1960. Her last role was in the stage musical Hot Spot, co-starring newcomers such as Joseph Campanella and Mary Louise Wilson, which closed after 43 performances on May 25, 1963. In her personal life, In 1948, Holliday married clarinetist David Oppenheim, who was later a classical music and television producer and academic. The couple had one child, Jonathan, before they divorced in 1958. She then had a long-term relationship with jazz musician Jerry Mulligan, but the couple never married. After beating breast cancer a few years earlier, sadly, Holliday died on June 7, 1965, at Manhattan's Mount Sinai Hospital from a recurrence of the disease 2 weeks before her 44th birthday. She was interred in the Westchester Hills Cemetery at Hastings-on-Hudson, New York. 5 years prior to her death, she was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 6901 Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles.